And let's come on down. Let's roll on down to our mats and start some stretching. So we're going to take a few deep breaths. And first of all, feel the weight of your spine on your mat. And then take a few deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Roll your shoulders down. And try that again. Just feel them moving, those shoulders. They're kind of tricky little things there. And then we're going to reach the arms up or out and up, however you want to stretch your arms and your whole spine. And let's take a few breaths here. And just notice the movement as the breath comes into your belly. And start those pelvic tilts. Slowly, slowly squeezing the navel to the spine and bringing the back down to the mat. And do that a couple more times, just getting everything ready to go. And then we're going to bring the arms down and just feel that. And when you're ready, start to roll the hips up. And let's see about stretching the spine as we lift and lower. Keeping the navel to the spine. So we're really engaging the legs and the glutes. And let's do one more slow time and lift the hips up. And this time we're going to hold our hips up and take 3 breaths. And slowly roll the hips down. And let's do our spinal twist. Take the knees to the right and look to the left. Reach the left arm out and breathe. And then let's go to the other side with our knees. We're doing these diagonal stretches. And take a couple more deep breaths. And let's gently come back to the center. We're going to bring the arms in a goalpost position and bring the elbows in and out. And if your elbows don't come all the way to the mat, that's okay, but keep the pressure in there to open and close through the chest and those pectoral muscles. Let's do a couple more. And we're going to put our hands behind our head and let's lift the right knee to the left elbow and do a few of these. Leg to leg. One more to each leg. And then regular crunches, both legs up and down. So if it's better, you can always put the ball between your legs and squeeze it for a little bit extra. And 2 more like this. And the next time, let's lift the legs straight up and bend and tap the feet down. And keep going. You can point and flex the feet a little bit. And notice the stability as you're reaching your legs up. Notice how the hips are pressing down. Let's do a couple more. And then let's try a few bicycles. Elbow to knee. And a couple more. And then we're going to put our feet down and take a breath. And let's grab our ball or our block. We're going to lift our hips up and feel the difference. Let's reach the legs up. And we're going to take the legs together as we bend the legs and then straighten them out and in. Squeezing the legs together so the legs are halfway down. The legs are just coming straight out. And for a little bit extra here, hands behind our head, and we're going to lift and lower. So we're really stabilizing through the whole core. Squeezing the legs together. And two more. And then we're going to put our hands or our arms back down, lift the legs straight up, and point and flex the feet. And make some circles with the feet. And let's circle them in the opposite direction, waking up the ankles, and a couple more times. And then we're going to open our legs out and bring them back in. So notice how gravity is helping us to open. And we're going to continue with this to take the arms through the legs, lift the chest up as the legs come out, and the arms over our head. And 5 more. And we've got one more time. And then arms over the head, legs straight up. Just feel that stretch. Now we're going to bring the arms in a goalpost position. So we're balancing through our hips. And let's bend the legs 90 degrees. We're going to take the elbows in as the knees come out. And 5 more. And last one. And let's bring the legs up for happy baby. So letting the hips release here, low back release, and take a few breaths. And one more breath. Let's bring our feet together. So butterfly, Baddha Konasana. And roll the shoulders down. 3 more breaths. Now we're going to put the left foot down. Let's cross the right foot over the left thigh. And we're going to lift and lower 10 times. Take your time. So we really want to feel, especially this last part where you're bringing the heel almost down and kind of hovering it there, feeling the balance. And let's do one more. And then we're going to uncross and switch. And let's try it on this side 10 times, lifting and lowering. Getting that hip ready to go. And 2 more. And then let's uncross. We're going to roll the hips up again. Take the ball away or the block away, whatever you've got under there. Walk the shoulder blades closer together and breathe. And then we're going to lower down and let's roll up. So we're going to come to our seated position and start in our straddle pose. And feel that same stability through the hips. Let's bring our hands to our heart. Twist the upper body to the right. And then to the left. We're going to come to the center and release the arms forward and do a little forward fold. And a couple more slow breaths. And let's walk our arms to the right, keeping our left hip down. And then over to the left. And then to the center, let's try our side stretch. So right hand down, left arm over. And let's go to the other side. And one more breath. And let's come back to the center. And now we're going to sit cross-legged, just crisscross applesauce. And let's twist to the right, lengthening the spine. And twist to the left. And forward fold, hinging from the hips. Walking our arms to the right. And then over to the left. to the center, and we're gonna sit up, put our right hand down, left arm over again. Another side stretch. This time, see if you can come a little bit deeper. Lengthen and breathe. And let's go to the other side so that right arm comes over. And then back to the center. So we're going to bring our arms out and flip the palms up. Turn our head to the right and take a breath. And then slowly over to the left and take a breath. And then head back to the center. Let's bend the arms, goalpost position. We're going to lift one arm up and bring it down. So controlling the movement, feel gravity helping you to bring that arm down. So we're working the shoulders, just starting to get them ready for a little bit more when we use the stretchy band. Now we're going to put our hands behind our head, elbows back, kind of squeeze those shoulders away from you. Let's lean to the right and then over to the left. So we're using the obliques to do this. And then back to the center, a little Santa hug. So put your hands around your shoulders, roll your shoulders down, chin toward your chest. And then we're going to slowly come on up. And let's start to roll the shoulders. So we're going to lift the right shoulder up, back, and away from us. And do a few of these, looking over that side. And leading, starting to lead a little bit more with your elbow. And then we're going to start to uncurl this arm. Still leading with the elbow, just wherever you're comfortable. So now we're doing the back stroke, carefully and slowly. And then let's go forward, leading with that same elbow. So bending the arms, so we're working our back a little bit more. And then start to really lead with the shoulder. We're loosening everything up in there. And then we're going to take our arms up over our head, clasp our hands, stretch, lean to the right and lengthen. And then over to the left. And back to the center. Let's do those twinkle, twinkle little fingers all the way down. Just kind of move your fingers. And then palms facing up. And let's close our eyes and take a few more breaths. And then we're going to open our eyes and we're going to grab hold of our stretchy band and let's sit on our ball or our block so we're a little higher up in the hips. And we're going to crisscross our legs and the opposite one comes in front. And we're going to grab our band and so your arms are nice and wide over your head, so it feels comfortable, but you're feeling that stretch. First of all, just start by opening the arms a little bit and then letting that band release just a few times to get the arms and the shoulders ready. And then keep going, but we're going to bring the band all the way down our back. Lifting the chest up, straightening the arms, and then bring the arms up and forward. We're going to do a few of these. So if this is not comfortable, don't force your shoulders. And widen your arms as much as you can. If they're feeling a little bit more stiff, we're just going to do a couple more. Sitting up tall. Now let's take our arms up over our head. We're going to lean to the right and take the right hand down to the mat. So we're like the bow of the bow and arrow. Lengthening and breathing, rolling the chest open. And then we're going to go to the other side. So left hand comes down to the mat, stretching the right arm up and lengthening and breathing. And then we're going to come back to the center and just bring the arms down for a second and roll the shoulders up, back and down, and feel the energy kind of surging in the shoulders, tingling, anything going on in there. And we're going to take our hands, I'm just putting them on my lap, but touch each finger to the thumb. So we're activating our nervous system. And looking straight ahead, just a couple more times, nice and lightly. And now we're going to take our band and put it in our right hand, and we're going to stretch that right arm, and the left hand is behind us, so we're grabbing a hold of the stretchy band. And see if you can get the elbow facing up. You're going to feel this in the left shoulder, or I do, I'll just put it that way. So this is definitely the rotator cuff. Sit up nice and tall, and if you can, start to straighten the right arm and bend, just 5 times slowly. Really good. Now we're going to just release the band, roll the shoulders again. For some of us, that's a pretty intense stretch. And then we're going to switch and put the band in our left hand and hold it with the right. And this side might be different, but work on getting the elbow, left elbow up. And the right shoulder is rolling down. And when you're ready, we're going to start to straighten the left arm up and bend slowly 5 times. And just 2 more. And then release and move that band out of the way and just feel. Just notice how the shoulders feel. Maybe a little warmer. There's tingling in there. Let's twist to the right and breathe and lengthen. And then twist to the left. Same thing, rolling the shoulders down. We're going to come to the center and put our feet down and hinge forward, breathing deeply. And really let your head drop and reach your fingers forward. And try a few cat-cows like this. So even if it's small, you can hold your shins and look up. And then exhale, forward fold a little bit. So we're working on some spine mobility. Let's do a couple more. And this is our last one. And let's take our feet, Baddha Konasana. We're going to be butterflies. We're going to press our feet together. So notice the difference. If you press them together, your inner legs are really working. And then we're going to look up. Let's open and close our mouth, our jaw. Really good. And just forward fold. Again, stretching through the whole spine. Now we're going to try our pretzel legs. So bring the right leg in and left foot can just be out here or behind you, depending on your knees. And let's twist to the right. We're going to let the left hip come up so we can reach over to the right and breathe. And let's hinge forward, walking our arms forward. 3 breaths. And we're going to come back up and let's switch our legs and pretzel them in the opposite way. So left leg in front, right behind if you can. We're going to sit up tall and twist to the left. And when you're ready, start to walk the arms over there and let that right hip come up and breathe. And let's walk our arms forward, hinging from the hips, and take 3 more breaths. Really good. So we're going to try our squat here on our ball or our block. And you might need a little extra help, but you can see how if you can take your hands together. Most of us have a hard time getting the heels down, but we're trying to lift up, roll the shoulders down while we're doing this. So you're using the legs. The legs are pressing against the back of the arms. We're lifting up taller. 2 more breaths. And let's slowly stand up. So we're going to come into a forward fold, however you can do it. And just release the head. You can move your ball or block out of the way. And we're going to make our way into a downward dog. And press each heel down. And let's walk to the top of our mat. And let's try our halfway up position. And then forward fold into a deeper forward fold and try that again. Inhale halfway up. Exhale forward fold and then roll up 1 vertebrae at a time and reach the arms out and up. Hands to our heart. We're going to twist the upper body to the right and then to the left. Back to the center, elbows to our thighs. Back in this kind of squat here. And then into a deeper forward fold, let the head hang. And we're gonna step our right leg back so we're in a lunge. And take a deep breath. And then step our left leg back, downward dog. And let's lift the right leg up and we're gonna step it forward. And the left, halfway up, forward fold, and let's roll all the way up, inhaling up. So we're articulating the spine. Hands to our heart, twist the upper body to the left, and then to the right, back to the center, and elbows back to our thighs. Into our forward fold. Release the head. Let's step our left leg back so we're in that lunge, a couple of breaths. Step the right leg back, downward dog. Left leg lifts up and steps forward. And then the right. We're going to come halfway up, forward fold, and then roll all the way up. And hands to our heart. And then inhale up, forward fold, and step back, downward dog. And let's try a few planks to dog. So we're stretching the spine. And we're going to come back to downward dog. Lift our right leg up and come into plank. Back to downward dog. Put the right foot down and switch. Left leg up into our plank. Back to dog and put the left foot down. And then come into a plank, 3 breaths. Let's come all the way down and do our cobras. 5 cobras. And 1 more. Let's press back to child's pose and take 3 breaths. And let's sit up on our heels and twist to the right. And then twist to the left. Back to the center, hands and knees. And do a few cat-cows. So we've been working on the spine mobility. So we're putting it all together. Now, in a neutral spine, take the right leg behind you so the toes are down and curled under, and press through the back of the leg. So we're stretching out the calf muscle and the Achilles. And then we're switching and doing the same thing with the left leg. Really stretching that out. And then release. And let's lift our arms up and lengthen. A little back bend. Really good. Hands down to the mat. We're going to come on up to another downward dog. And then walk to the top of our mat. Let's come halfway up. forward fold, and inhale, rolling up again. This time, arms in a goalpost position. So notice the shoulders, we've been working on those too. Let's turn just the head to the right, and then over to the left, back to the center. We're going to take our arms down and clasp our hands behind us. So just that move is a great move. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. And let's inhale, looking up. Exhale, we're going to bend the knees a little bit, forward fold. Take your time. You don't even have to straighten your legs all the way. One more breath. So coming up the same way. And we're going to inhale and reach the arms up. Another little back bend. Hands to our heart. We're going to step our right leg back for pyramid. So hips are square. We're coming into our back bend. And then forward fold. We're going to keep our hands right where they are, at our heart. And then coming back up, we're going to reach the arms up, coming into our back bend, lengthening. And hands to our heart. Let's step forward with the right and take a breath. And then back with the left for pyramid. Hips are square. Inhale, coming into our back bend. Exhale, forward fold, chest to thigh. And a couple more breaths. And here we go, pressing the hands together, pressing the feet down. We're coming up and then reaching the arms up, another back bend. Hands to our heart and step forward with the left. And let's just take a breath here. So we're going to lift the right knee up and do our can-can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And right foot down, left knee up, and do our can-can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And left foot down. Feel that stability in the feet. Inhale up, forward fold. We're stepping back to downward dog. And take another deep breath. Lift the right leg up. We're going to step it forward to a lunge. And bring our arms up for high lunge. 3 breaths. And reaching the arms forward, we're going to put the fingertips down and lift our left leg up. So our challenge today is to bring our hands to our heart, and then we're in warrior 3. Step the leg back and come into another warrior 1. Arms up. And then let's come back to down dog. And feel the difference in each leg. Now we're going to switch. So let's lift our left leg up and step it forward. And when you're ready, reach the arms up. So we're in another high lunge. Looking up. Now reaching the arms forward so we could take that right leg up. Fingertips can come down. And then our challenge, we're going to take our hands to our heart. Warrior 3. Step the right leg back for that lunge again, arms up, and warrior one. And then let's come back to our down dog. 3 breaths. And let's come into a child's pose. We're going to bring our arms behind us and take a few breaths. We're going to sit up on our heels again. Put our fingers down, so you might stay this way, rolling the chest open. You might put your hands down and lift the hips up. And look up and breathe, stretching the quads. And then we're going to sit back on our heels and just take a couple of breaths. Feel your chest opening and your spine lengthening. So let's come into puppy pose. We're going to reach the arms forward in child's pose, lift the hips up, and take 3 breaths. Really good. Let's come down into Sphinx. Belly on the mat. And breathe. And then we're going to come into our half arm plank and lift the hips up, walk the legs together. And into our child's pose. Downward dog. Let's lift our right leg up and we're going to come into warrior 2. And take a few breaths. And then reverse, left arm down, right arm up. And let's take the right forearm down to the right thigh, left arm over. Lengthening, rolling the chest open. Come back to warrior 2, 3 breaths. And then straightening the right leg. Let's do our wide-legged pose and hold our hands behind us. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, forward fold. And take 3 more breaths. And then we're coming all the way up, pressing the feet down. We're going to reach the arms up, another back bend. Let's come into warrior 2, turning our left foot out. And then reverse, right arm down, left arm up. And let's bring our left forearm down to the thigh and reach the right arm over, bending deeper into the hip, rolling the chest open. And then back to warrior 2, 3 breaths. And we're going to straighten the left leg, reach the arms up, a little back bend here, We're going to bring our hands to our heart and turn our feet out so we're in goddess. Bring the elbows open and closed. And 3 more breaths. And then inhale, stretching upwards, exhaling, downward dog. And let's walk to the top of our mat. And feel that halfway up position. Then a forward fold. And let's come all the way up. And bring our hands to our heart. And let's try our eagle pose. We're going to cross our right knee over the left knee, left elbow over the right, and forward fold. Elbows to the thigh, and breathe. And 2 more breaths. And then we're going to come on up and uncross and take a breath. And then switch. Left knee over the right, right elbow over the left, and come into our forward fold. And breathe. And then 2 more breaths. And let's come on up. And again, we're going to uncross and just stand with our arms down by our sides. Roll the shoulders down. And feel your chest opening. Notice how long your spine is. And let's come into our squat. Stretch out the back. So if this is hard, support underneath your heels with something like a blanket so you feel stable through the hips. And another deep breath. And we're going to roll down on our back and start with our knees coming to our chest. And just shift the hips a little side to side or make some circles and go in the opposite direction. And then into happy baby. And let's try our Baddha Konasana again. We're going to bring our feet together, pressing the sacrum down. And 1 more slow breath. And let's put our feet back on the mat. We're going to roll the legs to the right and turn our head to the left. And just close your eyes and breathe. Feel the difference now that your body is much more open. Notice how the breath connects to every part of our body. Now let's roll the legs to the other side, over to the left, and the head turns gently to the right, and breathe. one more breath. So we're coming back to the center. We're going to roll the hips up, Setu Bandha. And let's use our ball or our block underneath us. So we feel that support again in our sacrum. And you could stay this way for Shavasana, or you're welcome to come all the way down on the mat, or lift your legs up, Viparita Karani, and drain the legs. Whatever you decide, feel the breath coming into your belly, the mid-chest with the ribs, and the upper chest. Following your breath, the slow inhales and slow exhales. We're exhaling out any tension in our body. Inhaling prana and energy for good health into every cell. Feel that good health coming in. And feel this conscious breath as it comes in and goes out. We're wishing ourselves good health again and harmony to each cell and molecule. Peace to our homes and families and communities. And peace to our brothers and sisters everywhere. So if your legs are up, we're going to bend and put our feet back on the mat. Let's lift up and take the ball or the block away and roll over to the side. And we're going to come on up to a seated position and bring our hands to our heart and seal in our practice today together. Let's take a deep inhale and sigh. One more time. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. Have a wonderful one.
Thanks, Marion.
All right, thank you. Thanks, everybody. Bye.